What's up everybody? Welcome, bem-vindos ao meu canal. If you're new here, my name is Vilma and today I have a really exciting, at least for me, foundation review. As you guys can see from the title, it's going to be on the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid. This is a new reformulated formula. I've been eyeing this foundation for years. I think it's been out for a good amount of years, but they've recently reformulated. And here in the UK, you have this foundation available in 22 shades, which is awesome because previously I could never find the right shade for me. The shade that I've matched myself to is 43, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 43 Buff, which is quite yellow in undertone, but it's perfect for an NC30. It retails for £7.99, so it's super affordable. And at the moment, Boots, where I picked mine up, has a 3 for 2 offer, but you can also find this foundation available in Superdrug. So packaging wise, it comes in a classic jar with a pump, which is awesome, and I believe the bottle is made of glass. Now this foundation has SPF 13, which is a very odd number. I'm not entirely sure if it has flashback, but I'll try my best. I never take pictures because I usually use these foundations during the day. I don't go out with them, if that makes sense. I have my perfect foundations to go out and I know I'm going to take pictures, but I'll try my best to take pictures or put an annotation right here to advise you if it has a flashback or not. Now the shade range is amazing. As mentioned before, it comes in 22 shades, so it was really easy for me to find a shade that matches my skin tone. I've never used a shade called Buff, so I actually picked up the bottle, went to the L'Oreal counter and looked for my perfect shade on there, which is W4, and I put the two together, and this one is perfect. It's like a perfect match, but it has a little bit more yellow undertone, which is awesome for me. The claims behind this foundation is that it's supposed to be a lightweight, whipped, creamy liquid of foundation. That's what they say on the description. That it's supposed to give you a airbrushed look. It has hyaluronic acid to give you that glow and youthful look as well. And it has serum, so it's a serum hydrating foundation, so it's supposed to really hydrate your skin, not settle into fine lines. And if you have aging skin like me, I'm 41, I absolutely love hydrating foundations in the colder months because they make me look a lot, I wouldn't say a lot younger, they just sit better on my skin and they make me look youthful, if that makes sense. So as always, I like to prep my skin really well, and I will list all the products that I've been using recently in the info bar below. And I also like to share how my skin is actually looking prior to applying the foundation. I don't have a lot to cover, and if you guys are familiar to my channel, you know my skin has pretty much always been clear. I have a breakout here and there, so there is no difference today. Now, I didn't apply any primer, and I don't apply primer on a day-to-day basis. I really wanted to see if my skincare would allow the foundation to sit well on my skin. To apply, I am using only one tool because this is a very, how do I say, because it's a liquidy foundation, I didn't want to use a sponge. I wanted something that would give me a little bit more coverage, and I used my Bobbi Brown full coverage brush, but I have other brushes from the drugstore that work exactly the same and really well. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love on application, on the first time that I apply this foundation, is that it blends in very easily. It doesn't tug the skin, it just blends in and becomes one with the skin. Now, I applied 2 pumps because I wanted to really have that medium coverage, and that's exactly what I achieved. I achieved a medium coverage. I feel like my skin looked airbrushed once I finished the application of the foundation, and my pores also looked minimized. Like, I have really big pores, and I know some foundations which have a glowy finish or a youthful finish. They tend to sit on my pores not too nicely, and they actually enhance the pores, which makes the skin look very cakey. I've worn this foundation, I believe I've mentioned that, if not, the entire week, and I've noticed that this foundation is actually quite long wearing. It lasts at least 8 to 9 hours out of my day. I tend to apply my foundation in the morning around 8 o'clock, and I come home around 6:30, so that's when I remove my makeup and I still have it. Does it become extremely oily throughout the day? I don't feel like it does. Around the 6 hour with any other foundation that I use, I always have to blot a little bit. I don't take any makeup with me like setting powders or anything like that anymore to work because I use smaller bags, and I find that the foundation lasts really well throughout the day. I use a blotting sheet around the 5th hour and it's absolutely fine. I also don't find that the foundation transfers all that much, but you definitely need to set it with a powder, especially if you have combination to oily skin like myself. You need to set it with a powder because it does have a little bit of a tacky feeling. I've had the foundation now for an hour and I still feel somewhat of a tacky feeling, like the foundation doesn't fully set, and maybe that's why it looks a little bit more on the glowy side. But yeah, it does feel a little bit tacky, although I applied a very finely milled powder. I feel like this foundation is very buildable. As mentioned, I applied 2 pumps and I feel like both pumps just applied evenly throughout my skin. I don't feel like I need to apply another layer. As mentioned previously on other videos, well, if you're new here, I really don't like full coverage foundations unless it's necessary for me, because I don't have to cover all that much. I still want my skin to shine through, and I feel like this foundation definitely provides that. It provides a medium buildable coverage that still looks like your skin, and I'm so surprised that this shade matches me, because I usually go for like beige, natural beige and stuff like that, but I don't think here in the UK they've released a natural beige shade. Let me know if you are in the US or Australia or even Canada if they have natural beige in this line, because over here I didn't see it at the drugstore. There's no negatives about this foundation. It lasts long, it doesn't make me look oily, it's hydrating, it gives me kind of like an airbrush look. And who doesn't want that? You want your skin to shine through but still have all your flaws covered, and I feel like this foundation does a great job at that. So let me know in the comments below if you've tried this foundation, if you have, what type of skin you have, which shade did you get, and how it works for you. Let's get a conversation started down below. Let me know if you want me to try other foundations in the market, and please bear in mind that I live in the UK. Not everything that is released in the US is released over here, so sometimes I am unable to review products for you guys. But thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from myself. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on my next one. Ciao.